Hello guys! Today we are going to talk about pension benefits. Well, do you guys know what is pension benefits and what is it for? If you're still wondering about it, come, learn me first. So over here we have our team member. Meet Nur Sarah Huzaini, Farah Atikah Ahmad, and Ain Maisarah Ruzaimi. So basically, we're going to introduce you about what is pension benefits are.
So guys, we will start with the pension fund. It is an investment product into which scheme members pay contributions for retirement. It dominates the stock markets and has the largest investment. Besides, capital gain tax is exempt and the earning on their investment portfolios are either tax deferred or tax exempt. Did you know that there are two main types of pension schemes, such as defined contribution pension schemes and defined benefit pension schemes? For the defined contribution pension schemes, the employer makes specific plan contributions for the worker. The final benefit received by the employee depends on the plan's investment performance.
Defined benefit plans, also known as pension plan, is computed using a formula to determine the retirement benefit ahead of time. Consider several factors, such as length of employment and salary history. For example, a plan for a retiree with 30 years of service at retirement may state the benefit as an exact dollar amount, such as $150 per month of the employee service. This plan would pay the employee $4,500 per month in retirement.
So, why does it matter? A defined contribution plan gives employees the opportunity to invest their money for retirement without the burden of taxation. Furthermore, the restriction of withdrawal is to avoid the employees to use the fund and allow them to grow.
The difference between these two plans is for the contribution. Employee will contribute some amount of money and later upon retirement, the amount contributed will become available to be drawn down. While for the defined benefit, employee is guaranteed a predetermined payment at the time of the retirement based on the amount of time that the employee works.
Now, we move on to the Malaysia pension system. Firstly, social pensions. It provides under the Old Age Assistance Scheme, bantuan orang tua to elderly age 60 years and above with household income less or equivalent to 720 ringgit per month. Next, the Armed Forces Fund. It's mandatory for all military personnel who are not commissioned officers. The age for fully withdraw the fund is at 50 years old. Its defined contribution scheme at a rate of 10% for monthly salary employees and 50% from the government as employer. Next, civil pension scheme. The benefit pension scheme financed fully from the government budget without any contributions from the beneficiaries. In addition, the minimum retirement age is 60 years and they must have minimum of 10 years of service to be eligible for pension. Moreover, coverage for those who are injured or die during service. Let's see on Social Security Organization, or known as SOCSO. It provides pension for spouse on the death of actively employed beneficiaries younger than 55. This is based on social insurance principles. It operates the Employment Injury Insurance Scheme, which provides medical, disability, death, and rehabilitation benefits for workers injured on the job. The rate of contribution for the injury scheme, 0.5% for employee and 1% for employer. Have you heard about the EPF? Yes, it is an employment provident fund. It manages the compulsory saving plans and retirement planning for private sector workers and non-pensionable public sector in Malaysia. For the contributions, employer contribute 30% for which less than 5,000 and 12% for which more than 5,000. Employer's contribution is a tax deductible up to 90% of the employee's pay. while for the employee is 11%. However, for those who contribute more, such as 12 to 13%, a tax deduction will be given for such extra contributions by the company.
Let's look at the importance of pension. Basically, it assists the retiree in maintaining their lifestyle after the salary is no longer flowing. Pension will make up for some of the loss of income in retirement. For example, a lecturer with a salary of 80,000 after retirement without pension would only be left with their personal saving if they have one. However, if they have pension, they will given back benefit periodically that are sufficient enough for maintaining their standard of living. Pension is the best way to keep Malaysians or anyone out of poverty. For example, imagine a world where pension does not exist. The rate of poverty between the ages of retiree would be through the roof because they are financially not supported. Pensions provide protection. A person's regular contributions are invested so that they grow throughout their career and provide them with an income in retirement. When the untimely death comes, the income obtained will be withdrawn for the next of kin as a financial aid towards the dependent, if any. Pensions encourage tax relief. For instance, upon a person's income reaches a certain level, the government takes its tax from their earnings. When the money is put into a personal pension scheme, it qualifies as a tax relief. This means some of the money that would have gone to the government now goes into the pension pot instead. Lastly, pension boosts local economies. For example, pension checks are used to spend on the local economy, which leads to an increase in profit of local business, and eventually would result to hiring more workers solving unemployment problems. No matter how good the benefits of pension sounds, there is always a downside to something good. Here are the disadvantages of pensions. Pensions have no investment control. For example, if the stock market goes through the roof, the extra money stays with the employer and cannot move with your own investment. Pensions can also phase you out an individual retirement account. There is no early access to pensions. For instance, if you run into a financial emergency, you can't count on the pension money to bail you out. The only way to get it early is if you quit and the employer chooses to send you a lump sum payment. Latecomers lose a lot. For example, there will be a huge gap in the returns earned by an individual obtaining this policy at the age of 21 years as compared to 30 years or 35 years. Next, we're going to look at actuarial valuations. 3 things that you should know is normal cost, actuarial liability, and total gain. We define normal cost as the actuarial value of the part of total pension benefit assigned to that year. Different model will have different formula to calculate normal cost. But remember guys, normal cost will only start at entry age until a year before retirement. So for actuarial liability, we will define as the amount calculated that represent the present value of pension benefits accrued. So there's 2 ways to find it out, either retrospective approach or prospective approach. To calculate actuarial liability using retrospective approach, we will always look at the previous normal cost and then we just accumulate it at that time. So for prospective approach, it's just opposite from retrospective approach, which is we calculate the present value of future benefit and then minus with the present value of future normal cost. It's easy and simple. But bear in mind, the actuarial liability for a participant will vary among different cost methods and will increase with age. For total gain, we need these 2 values, which is actual unfunded actuarial liability and expected unfunded actuarial liability. To calculate total gain, expected UAL must be higher than actual UAL. It is just loss if you get negative value. Okay guys, last but not least, we will look at notation and terminology. The first one is age and date. For ages, we will use E as entry age, A for the age where the plan is introduced, X as the age where the actuarial valuation is performed, and R, of course, age at retirement. Now, let's say one participant is hired at age 30 in the 1970s. 10 years later, the plan was introduced. In 1993, the actuarial valuation is performed, and at the age of 65, the participant retired in year 2005. As an actuarial student, we must know some of the pension notations such as those that I've showed to you. Well, that's all from us. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Goodbye! See you next time!